Though the federal investigation into Donald Trump's potential ties with Russia and Russia's interference with the 2016 presidential election has been going on for nearly a year, public attention reached a fever pitch when Trump fired FBI Director James Comey, who was leading the investigation, on May 9. Since then, there's been a near-constant barrage of new leaks, reports, and actions relating to the investigation and those involved, so much so that it can be difficult to not only keep up with the new information, but also remember the timeline of events that have already happened. So, we're breaking down what you need to know about Trump, Russia, and all the shady political turmoil in between. Because this saga is ongoing, this piece will be updated as news breaks. WikiLeaks published nearly 20,000 Democratic National Committee (DNC) emails, allegedly exposed by Russian hackers. July 22, 2016. In the emails, DNC officials appeared biased toward Hillary Clinton during the Democratic presidential primaries. They were leaked right before the start of the Democratic National Convention in July, and the committee blamed the Russians, saying they'd hacked the committee's computer system in the previous month. A few days after the leak, some members of the FBI said they believed Russians may indeed have been behind it, an attempt to sway the election in Donald Trump's favor. Donald Trump said accusations blaming Russia for the leak are a joke. July 25, 2016. Then-candidate Trump entered in the ring of those suspicions by tweeting, "The new joke in town is that Russia leaked the disastrous DNC emails, which should never have been written, stupid, because Putin likes me." 2 days later, Donald Trump asked Russia to hack into Hillary Clinton's emails to find more dirt. July 27, 2016. 2 days after the joke tweet, Trump appealed to Russia during a press conference. "Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing," he said. "I think you'll be rewarded mightily by our press." The New York Times characterized the comments as essentially encouraging an adversarial foreign power to cyber-spy on a Secretary of State's correspondence. Trump doubled down on that encouragement with another tweet. https://twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 7583351471837888032 Langan House Democrats urged the FBI to investigate potential ties between Trump campaign officials and Russia. August 30, 2016. House Democrats and ranking members of Oversight, Judiciary, Foreign Affairs, and Homeland Security Committees sent a letter to then FBI Director James Comey urging the FBI to investigate connections between Trump campaign officials and Russia. The letter cited specific concerns with the candidate's confidant Roger Stone, who admitted on video to communicating with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange about potential Clinton-related leaks. Then Foreign Policy Advisor Carter Page, who has deep business ties to and a long-standing history with Russia and spoke critically of the U.S. during a speech in Moscow. Lt. Gen. Michael Flynn, who also spoke critically of the U.S. while in Moscow for an event honoring Russia's state-run media network RT, during which he sat at the head table with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who resigned after failing to disclose his actions helping a pro-Russian party in Ukraine, and Trump advisor Rick Gates, who reportedly helped Manafort do so. A few weeks later, Yahoo News reported that unnamed intelligence officials were looking into Page's ties to Russia, according to multiple sources who spoke with Yahoo. The Department of Homeland Security and Office of the Director of National Intelligence formally issued a joint statement saying they believe Russia was behind the DNC hack. October 7, 2016. The U.S. intelligence community USIC is confident that the Russian government directed the recent compromises of emails from U.S. persons and institutions, the statement noted. It later went on to say, "We believe, based on the scope and sensitivity of these efforts, that only Russia's senior-most officials could have authorized these activities." On the same day, the now infamous Access Hollywood tapes, wherein Trump described sexually assaulting women, were released. Hours later, 50,000 emails belonging to the chairman of Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign, John Podesta, were leaked by WikiLeaks. The FBI announced that it would make an inquiry into Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort. November 1, 2016. Unnamed FBI sources told NBC News that the agency had begun a preliminary inquiry into Manafort's business connections in Russia. Though NBC noted the inquiry wasn't a full-blown criminal investigation, the news was the first indication that federal law enforcement was looking into potential wrongdoing on the part of Trump associates. Manafort denied wrongdoing and said he was unaware of any FBI investigation. Paul Manafort data type image dat reacted 397 greater than then. A Russian diplomat revealed that Russia was in touch with the Trump campaign during the election. November 10, 2016, less than 2 days after Donald Trump was elected president, Bloomberg reported that Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov said that the Russian embassy in the U.S. had had discussions with the Trump campaign during the election. A spokesperson said she was not aware of such meetings. The Bloomberg report also noted that Russia had been in contact with Hillary Clinton's campaign. After Trump won the election, Putin called to give congratulations. November 14, 2016, a few days after Putin sent Trump a congratulatory telegram, Trump's transition team confirmed that the Russian president had called the U.S. president-elect and that Trump was looking forward to a strong and enduring relationship with Russia. The CIA determined that Russia intervened in the election to help Donald Trump win. December 9, 2016, U.S. officials briefed on the matter told The Washington Post that the CIA had officially determined Russia intervened in the U.S. election to help Donald Trump win. President Obama ordered a full review of the Russian meddling into the 2016 election. December 9, 2016, Lisa Monaco, the then White House counterterrorism director, announced that Barack Obama had ordered U.S. intelligence to review the Russian interference into the election. Then Deputy White House Press Secretary Eric Schultz said the review would cover the last 3 presidential elections. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced a Senate inquiry. Mitch McConnell data type image dat reacted 479 greater than December 12, 2016. The Russians are not our friends, McConnell said in a press conference, when he announced plans for a Senate intelligence panel to investigate Russia's interference in the election. At the same time, though, he rejected calls for an independent commission, as did House Speaker Paul Ryan, both noting that the Senate committees could handle the investigation. Donald Trump also dismissed the CIA's findings on Russia. One day after telling Fox News Sunday that he didn't believe the CIA's report that Russia was behind the DNC hacking, President-elect Trump tweeted, "Can you imagine if the election results were the opposite and we tried to play the Russia card? It would be called conspiracy theory. It is very hard to determine who was doing the hacking," he wrote in a subsequent tweet. U.S. intelligence asserted with high confidence that Vladimir Putin ordered the hacking. December 15, 2016, U.S. intelligence officials revealed to NBC News that not only was the DNC hacking carried out by Russia, but also that intelligence findings led them to have a high level of confidence that Putin personally directed the operation. In response to the hacking, President Obama announced sanctions against Russia. December 29, 2016, Russian officials. March 27, 2017, according to the New York Times, citing administration and congressional officials, the Senate Intelligence Committee announced on this day that it planned to investigate Kushner for a conversation he held with a Russian ambassador in December. Flynn agreed to testify before the House, the Senate, and the FBI in exchange for immunity. March 30, 2017, the former National Security Advisor offered to testify in the ongoing Russia investigations in exchange for immunity. Donald Trump once again claimed the entire investigation was fake news. April 1, 2017, Trump took to Twitter to again deny the reality of the Russia investigation, saying it is the same fake news media that said there is no path to victory for Trump that is now pushing the phony Russia story. A total scats Twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 8481586410563624996 House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes announced he would recuse himself from the Trump-Russia investigation. April 6, 2017, Representative Nunes announced he would be stepping down from the investigation after the House Committee on Ethics reported that it was looking into Nunes' actions during the case, including making unauthorized disclosures of classified information. A Russian man who may have been linked to the election hacking was arrested in Spain. April 7, 2017, Pyotr Levashov was arrested in Barcelona on a warrant issued by U.S. authorities, reportedly related to the hacking in the 2016 election. The arrest was apparently unrelated to the hacking. A new report revealed that the FBI secretly got a court order in 2016 to monitor former Trump advisor Carter Page's communications. April 11, 2017, The Washington Post reported that, the previous summer, the FBI and the Justice Department had obtained a secret court order to monitor Page's communications. Officials indicated to a judge that there was probable cause to believe Page was acting as an agent of a foreign power, in this case Russia, the Post noted. After U.S. strikes on a Syrian airfield, Trump said relations between the United States and Russia may be at an all-time low. April 12, 2017, Trump made the statement after his decision to strike a Syrian airfield in response to a chemical weapons attack that U.S. officials believe was orchestrated by Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's regime. But Trump also tweeted the next day that things will work out fine between the USA and Russia. Trump once again suggested that the Democrats made up the Russia story. May 2, 2017, even as new information of potential ties between the Trump campaign and Russia continued to mount, Trump went back to his speculation on Twitter that the Trump-Russia story was an excuse used by the Democrats as justification for losing the election, after writing that Comey was the best thing that ever happened to Hillary Clinton. According to a report, former Obama officials said that even President Obama warned incoming President Trump about Michael Flynn. May 8, 2017, three former Obama administration officials told NBC News that Obama had warned Trump against hiring Flynn as national security advisor. Trump officials confirmed the president-elect had received the warning, with one saying that it seemed like Obama's remark was a joke. This revelation came the same day former Attorney General Sally Yates confirmed in a Senate hearing that she had informed the White House about Flynn's lying with regard to his communications with Kislyak, and warned that the National Security Advisor's actions made him susceptible to Russian manipulation, 20 days before Flynn resigned after being asked by Trump. Donald Trump called the Russia story a total hoax. May 8, 2017, the president referred to the ongoing investigation as a taxpayer-funded charade. https twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 861713823505494016 In a major move, Donald Trump then fired FBI Director James Comey. May 9, 2017, Trump sent shockwaves through Washington, and, reportedly, his own White House, when he abruptly terminated Comey, who was leading the investigation into Trump's potential ties to Russia. Initial reports indicated Trump fired the FBI director based on recommendations from Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who recused himself from the Russia investigations, and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, who cited Comey's handling of the Hillary Clinton email investigation. Trump advisor Kellyanne Conway said the decision had nothing to do with Russia. Reports confirmed that federal prosecutors issued subpoenas to Michael Flynn's former associates. May 9, 2017, the subpoenas, which CNN discovered mere hours before Comey was fired, were issued to associates of Flynn as part of an investigation into Flynn's potentially improper handling of payments from foreign governments, including Russia. Trump met with Russian officials and banned U.S. press from the room. May 10, 2017, the day after Comey's termination, Trump met with Kislyak and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov at the White House, in a meeting that was closed to American press outlets but attended by a photographer from state-run Russian news agency TASS, a move that raised questions about White House security. A new report indicated that when Comey was still FBI director, Trump had asked him for loyalty. May 11, 2017, shortly after being sworn into office, the Trump allegedly asked Comey to pledge his loyalty to the president, The New York Times reported. Comey, who declined, reportedly informed associates of the meeting a one-on-one dinner shortly after it took place. Trump denied the account. Donald Trump admitted that Russia was on his mind when he fired Comey. May 11, 2017, in an interview with NBC News' Lester Holt, Trump contradicted multiple White House statements about the reasoning and timeline behind Comey's firing and admitted he was thinking about this Russia thing when he decided to fire the FBI director. On the same day, interim FBI Director Andrew McCabe said the Russia inquiry is a highly significant investigation. May 11, 2017, McCabe, who served as the Deputy FBI Director under Comey and then was appointed to his role in the interim, testified in front of the Senate Intelligence Committee and contradicted Trump's statements that the Russia story is false. He also debunked the White House reports that the FBI rank-and-file had lost confidence in Comey, stating the former director enjoyed broad support within the FBI and still does to this day. Donald Trump then attacked and seemingly threatened Comey on Twitter. May 12, 2017, in the midst of the reported chaos in the White House and ongoing leaks regarding the Russia investigation, the president alluded to the potential existence of recorded conversations between himself and Comey in a threatening tweet. James Comey better hope that there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press, he wrote. https twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 8629987757318184846 just twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 86300741132649473 A new report revealed that Trump shared classified information with Russia in the prior photo op conversation. May 15, 2017 The Washington Post reported that during Trump's meeting with Lavrov and Kislyak, the one that was closed to American press, he shared classified information about an ISIS plot to bomb airplanes using laptops. While it's legal for the president to declassify and share information, the move was deemed dangerous and criticized by many. Though Deputy National Security Advisor for Strategy Dina Powell denied the story was classified, Trump himself confirmed the reveal and defended the move on Twitter. A leaked memo indicated that Trump asked Comey to end the investigation into Flynn. May 16, 2017 The memo, which was read to the New York Times by a former Comey associate, was written by the former FBI director himself following a February Oval Office meeting with the president. "I hope you can see your way clear to letting this go, to letting Flynn go," Trump reportedly said to Comey in the meeting, according to the memo. "He is a good guy. I hope you can let this go." Comey replied by saying, "I agree he is a good guy," according to the memo. Congressman Al Green called for Trump's impeachment, making him the first to do so formally. May 17, 2017 Rep. Al Green DTX became the first lawmaker to formally call for the president's impeachment on the House floor following the revelations in the Comey memo. Others, like Rep. Angus King IME, also commented on the possibility of impeachment, with Trump's actions seemingly pointing to obstruction of justice, the same charge that former Presidents Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton faced impeachment over. On the same day, a recording revealed that House Speaker Paul Ryan tried to silence concerns about ties to Russia. May 17, 2017 During a private conversation in June 2016, House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy told Ryan that he believed Trump and Rep. Dana Rohrabacher RCA were being paid by Putin, according to the Washington Post, which listened to and verified a recording of the conversation. After hearing the assertion, Ryan, who had recently rejected calls for a special prosecutor, told the assembled Republicans to keep quiet, saying, "No leaks. This is how we know we're a real family here." The Department of Justice appointed a special counsel to lead the Russia investigation. May 17, 2017 Though some people, including many Democrats, had been calling for an independent special prosecutor to lead the FBI's Russia investigation, those calls were multiplied and amplified by members of all political parties following the release of the Comey memo. This ultimately led to the Justice Department appointing former FBI Director Robert Mueller to oversee the investigation. The appointment of Mueller, who served as FBI Director for more than a decade, was praised by lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. Another report indicated that President Trump once asked James Comey when the FBI was going to issue a statement that he wasn't personally under investigation. May 18, 2017 The New York Times story, which also detailed the various ways Comey tried to keep his distance from the president, including trying to blend in with curtains, stated that Trump called Comey with the question weeks after taking office. Donald Trump called the Russia investigation a witch hunt. May 18, 2017 https twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 8651731768542044416 Langdon Senator Lindsey Graham said the Trump-Russia investigation appeared to now be considered a criminal investigation. May 19, 2017 Graham RSC said in an interview that, up until now, the Russia probe was a counterintelligence investigation. Investigators homed in on a current unnamed White House official. May 19, 2017 Sources revealed that the Russia investigation now includes a current White House official as a significant person of interest, according to the Washington Post. Though a name was not shared, the Post reported that this person was a senior White House advisor who is close to the president. A document revealed that Trump told Russian officials firing Comey relieved great pressure on him. May 19, 2017 I just fired the head of the FBI, Trump told Russian officials, Lavrov and Kislyak, according to a document summarizing the meeting read to the New York Times, which, along with all other American outlets, was banned from the meeting. "He was crazy, a real nut job. I faced great pressure because of Russia. That's taken off." Comey agreed to testify in an open hearing. May 19, 2017, the Senate Intelligence Committee said in a statement that Comey had agreed to testify in an open session, and that the hearing would take place after Memorial Day. Remember Michael Flynn? He then refused to hand over subpoena documents. May 22, 2017, Flynn's attorneys sent a letter to the Senate Intelligence Committee stating that the former National Security Advisor will not provide the documents requested earlier this month, instead choosing to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination. Republican and Democratic lawmakers issued statements in response, with Senator Dianne Feinstein DCA saying that committees should continue to seek other ways to gain access to this information. A new report indicated Trump asked two separate intelligence officials to deny the existence of any evidence supporting the Trump-Russia investigation. May 22, 2017, multiple unnamed officials told The Washington Post that, after Comey announced the Trump-Russia investigation in March, the president asked both Director of National Intelligence, Daniel Coats, and Director of the National Security Agency, ADM, Michael S. Rogers, to publicly say there wasn't any evidence of his campaign colluding with Russia. Both men refused. Former CIA Director John Brennan confirmed Russians had contact with the Trump campaign. May 23, 2017, testifying in front of the House Intelligence Committee, Brennan said Russia brazenly interfered with the election and that he saw interaction that in his mind raised questions of whether it was collusion, including contact with members of the Trump campaign. It was revealed that James Comey's public actions in declaring the Hillary Clinton email investigation to be over were influenced by a Russian intelligence document that he reportedly knew was fake. May 24, 2017, during the 2016 presidential primary, the FBI reportedly received a Russian intelligence document claiming then Attorney General Loretta Lynch had assured Clinton campaign staffer Amanda Renteria that Lynch would keep the Clinton email investigation from going too far, according to The Washington Post. The document, which referenced alleged emails between then Democratic National Committee Chair and Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz DFLA, and Open Society Foundation's official Leonard Bernardo discussing Lynch's assurances, reportedly motivated Comey to publicly announce the end to the investigation, wherein he made comments about Clinton and her colleagues being extremely careless in their handling of classified documents, without following Justice Department protocol and consulting Lynch. Unnamed sources who spoke with the Post said Comey made that decision partially because he was concerned that, if the document later leaked, it would seem as if Lynch did indeed influence the FBI's choice not to pursue charges against Clinton. Comey aides also told the Post that the fact that Lynch had then recently met privately with Bill Clinton influenced Comey's decision to act independently as well. But, according to the Post, Lynch and Renteria have both said they don't know each other, as was the case with Wasserman Schultz and Bernardo. And not only that, the FBI had long doubted the authenticity of the document, believing it was bad intelligence or may have even been falsified by Russians. A couple days after the Post reported on those doubts, CNN released its own report. This one cited unnamed sources who claimed Comey himself knew the document, which he presented to Congress as part of the Russia probe several months ago, was fake, but still used the existence of the document as reason to announce the end of the Clinton investigation, with those same fears about the investigation being undermined should the intelligence leak. He didn't disclose that the document was fake when meeting with congressional investigators, however. Yet another leak revealed that Jared Kushner is under investigation by the FBI. May 25, 2017, The Washington Post reported that, according to unnamed sources familiar with the investigation, Trump's son-in-law and advisor, Jared Kushner, is a focus of the FBI probe into Russia's ties to the election, because of the extent and nature of his interactions with the Russians, the sources said, according to the Post. Those interactions include meetings with the Russian ambassador at Trump Tower in December, after his father-in-law had been elected president. The New York Times reported days later that federal and congressional investigators are investigating Kushner's half-hour meeting with banker Sergei Ngorkov, who is a close friend of Putin but not a diplomat. This meeting also took place in December, and officials say Kushner may have been attempting to establish a back-channel mode of communication with the Kremlin, according to the Times. It was then revealed that Trump campaign staffers could face trouble for not saving documents potentially relevant to the ongoing Russia investigation. May 28, 2017. A few days earlier, the Senate Intelligence Committee requested Trump campaign documents dating back to June 2015, as part of its Trump-Russia investigation, but a former senior aide on the campaign told Politico that staffers probably didn't take steps to actually preserve documents past the dates when they would be automatically deleted, noting, "The idea of document retention did not come up." Politico noted that under U.S. criminal law, documents must be preserved once an individual is aware they may become relevant to an investigation, even if there's no formal notice one has begun. Michael Flynn then agreed to abide by a more specific subpoena. May 30, 2017. A source close to Flynn told The Washington Post that Flynn would abide by the Senate Intelligence Committee's two new requests and a narrowed version of an earlier request that he hand over personal and business files related to its investigation into Russian interference in the election. The deadline to start turning over the documents is June 6, and Flynn's team allegedly indicated their compliance by way of written response, the Post reported. On the same day, ex-Foreign Policy Advisor Carter Page said he would not testify before the House Intelligence Committee. May 30, 2017. Speaking to USA Today, Page retracted a prior announcement that he would testify as part of the panel's investigation of Russian interference in the election. The next day, Trump again called the investigation into his campaign's ties to Russia a witch hunt, and referenced Page in a series of tweets. https twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 86986546358462054 twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 8698674137766010888. The House Intelligence Committee then issued subpoenas for Michael Flynn and Trump's personal lawyer, Michael D. Cohen. May 31, 2017. Trump's longtime lawyer, Michael D. Cohen, was issued a subpoena along with Michael Flynn. On the same day, congressional officials confirmed that former FBI Director James Comey plans to testify. According to the New York Times, Trump could decide to invoke executive privilege to try and stop Comey's testimony, which is expected to include information about his conversations with the president, including the major conversation wherein Trump reportedly asked Comey to stop his investigation into Flynn. The White House offered the Times no comment. It was revealed that two senators called for an investigation into Attorney General Jeff Sessions' ties, in three different formal requests. June 1, 2017. CNN first reported that Patrick Leahy and Al Franken, two Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee, called for an investigation into Sessions' conversations with a Russian ambassador on March 20, April 28, and May 12 in a series of letters to then FBI Director James Comey, then his replacement, Andrew McCabe. The letters expressed concern that Sessions committed perjury by failing to disclose a third meeting with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. Remember, he had two that he failed to disclose to the Senate Judiciary Committee before. According to a source who spoke to CNN, the senators have yet to receive a response to their requests. Comey testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee, and dropped major bombs. June 8, 2017. James Comey, former FBI director, testified in front of the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee and called President Donald Trump a liar numerous times, CNN reported. Comey testified that any disparagement from the president about the FBI weren't truthful, as were the shifting explanations for the reasoning behind why he was fired. Comey said, "Those were lies, plain and simple." The testimony came one day after the U.S. Senate Intelligence Committee released a 7-page statement written by Comey in which he detailed conversations that he had with Trump. In the memo, he said started to document every encounter he had with the president starting on January 6, the date of their first meeting. To ensure accuracy, I began to type it on a laptop in an FBI vehicle outside Trump Tower the moment I walked out of the meeting, he wrote. At the hearing, he told the committee he took notes because, "I was honestly concerned he might lie about the nature of our meeting." Comey disclosed details about a meeting with the president over dinner where Trump told him, "I expect loyalty." The testimony lasted over 2 hours, during which Comey reiterated that there was asked a series of questions about Russia's interference with the election and spoke in strong terms, with no doubt that they were behind hacks. "The Russians interfered in our election during the 2016 cycle. They did it with purpose. They did it with sophistication. They did it with overwhelming technical efforts. And it was an active measures campaign driven from the top of the government," he said. Read the full testimony at the New York Times. Jeff Sessions also testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee. June 13, 2017, Jeff Sessions appeared before the Senate Intelligence Committee less than a week after Comey was in the spotlight. Sessions was grilled on his connections to Russia, but dodged many of the questions. He told the panel he could not recall many events asked about, or did not remember. Some on the committee reportedly grew visibly frustrated during what has been described as circular testimony. Previously, Sessions recused himself from the investigation into the Trump campaign's ties to Russia on March 2, after it came to light that he did not disclose two 2016 meetings with Kremlin officials. During his testimony, Sessions denied any collusion with Russians. The suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process, is an appalling and detestable lie, he said. Reports said Special Counsel Robert Mueller may be investigating Trump for obstruction of justice as part of the Russia probe. June 14, 2017, The Washington Post reported that Mueller sought meetings with three high-ranking current or former intelligence officials, indicating that he may be investigating the president for obstructing justice. Trump was reportedly considering firing Mueller, but aides apparently talked him out of it. The Senate approved sanctions against Russia. June 15, 2017, the Senate approved a bill putting sanctions on Russia and preventing Trump from changing those sanctions without congressional consideration. According to ABC News, the bill, which saw overwhelming support from the Senate, imposes new sanctions on Russia, on top of those enforced by the Obama administrations. The sanctions target Russian mining, metals, shipping and railway, as well as those who launch cyber attacks. The new sanctions address the country's military action in Syria and alleged interference in the U.S. presidential election. Trump had reportedly wanted to lift sanctions on Russia upon entering office. Vice President Mike Pence hired outside counsel to help him through the Russia investigation. June 15, 2017, The Washington Post reported that Vice President Mike Pence then hired attorney Private Richard Cullen to help him as he navigates the special counsel investigation into whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia. Pence's decision comes just after special counsel Mueller announced he expanded the investigation to see whether the president had tried to obstruct justice. President Trump previously hired his own attorney for the investigation. President Trump acknowledged he is under investigation in the Russia probes for the very first time. June 16, 2017, in a tweet, Trump delivered the first public acknowledgement that he is under investigation by special counsel Mueller for potentially obstructing justice when he fired James Comey. I am being investigated for firing the FBI director by the man who told me to fire the FBI director. Witch hunt, the tweet said. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions hired a private lawyer. June 20, 2017, after both Trump and Pence lawyered up, Sessions then hired a private attorney, according to Reuters. While the president and vice president retained private counsel as part of the Russia investigation, it's unclear whether Sessions' attorney will represent him in that light. A spokeswoman told Reuters Sessions hired attorney Charles Cooper, but did not confirm when he was hired or if he would represent Sessions in the Russia probe. On the same day, Jeanette Manfra, Undersecretary for Cybersecurity at the Department of Homeland Security, told the Senate Intelligence Committee that officials have found evidence that Russia targeted at least 21 state elections, the identities of which have not yet been revealed. Donald Trump then admitted that there are no tapes of his conversations with James Comey. June 22, 2017, in a series of two tweets, Trump admitted that he had no tapes of his conversations with James Comey. He first mentioned the possibility of such recordings in a May 12 tweet that read, "James Comey better hope there are no tapes of our conversations before he starts leaking to the press." Twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 877-932-9564587950008 Jared Kushner lawyered up, 2. June 26, 2017, The New York Times reported that trial lawyer Abby D. Lowell was added to Kushner's legal team amid the FBI's investigation into Trump's campaign team ties to Russia during the 2016 election. Kushner, who has agreed to cooperate with the probe, has come under scrutiny for his meetings with a Russian banker and ambassador while his father-in-law ran and then assumed office. Paul Manafort, former campaign manager, then disclosed that his consulting firm had received over $17 million over 2 years from a pro-Russia Ukrainian political party. June 27, 2017, The Washington Post reported that Manafort, who was in charge of Trump's campaign for a tumultuous 5-month period, was ultimately forced from his position in part because of his ties to the Kremlin. This new information, that Manafort's firm had accepted $17.1 million from a pro-Russia Ukrainian political party, added to the growing suspicion regarding Trump's links with Russia. In an overseas appearance, Trump said nobody really knows for sure if Russia was alone in hacking to influence the 2016 election. July 6, 2017, former U.S. National Intelligence Director James Clapper, among others, already concluded that Moscow attempted to influence the 2016 election to help Donald Trump's candidacy by hacking the Democratic Party's email systems, but the president told a Crown in Poland that nobody really knows for sure if it was just Russia behind the hacks. As the Chicago Tribune reported, Trump's statement isn't out of character, but still surprises given the context. The president not only publicly expressed doubt in U.S. intelligence on foreign soil, but also did so on the eve of his highly anticipated person meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Group of 20 Economic Summit in Hamburg, Germany. Trump's eldest son arranged a meeting with a Russian lawyer just 2 weeks after his father was nominated as the Republican Party's presidential candidate. July 8, 2017, The New York Times reported that Donald Trump Jr. coordinated and attended a meeting, which included Paul J. Manafort, Trump's campaign manager at the time, and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, at Trump Tower on June 9, 2016, with a Russian lawyer reportedly connected to the Kremlin. The lawyer, Natalia Veselnitskaya, allegedly promised the Trump campaign damaging information about Hillary Clinton. It's unclear whether the lawyer actually produced the information. The Times reported that this was the first confirmed private meeting between Trump campaign insiders and a Russian national that occurred during the campaign. Trump Jr. later released a statement describing the meeting as a short introductory meeting. Within 24 hours, Donald Trump Jr. released a second statement. July 9, 2017, in his second statement, Trump Jr. admitted that though Veselnitskaya had, in fact, provided him with information helpful to the campaign, it made no sense. The discrepancy between his two statements further complicated the circumstances of his June 9 meeting with Natalia Veselnitskaya, a Russian lawyer with known ties to the Russian government. Trump Jr. was told in advance of his June 9 meeting with Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya that the meeting was part of a broader initiative on the part of the Russian government to help Donald Trump win the presidency. July 10, 2017, despite Trump Jr. saying in a statement on July 9 that the purpose of his meeting with Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya was ambiguous, a new email obtained by the New York Times reveals that Donald Trump's son had been told the meeting was actually related to the Russian government's larger plan of helping his father become president. According to the Times report, Rob Goldstone, a publicist and former British tabloid reporter, sent Trump Jr. an email on June 3 that described the Russian government as the source of the potentially damaging information regarding Hillary Clinton. More text from Goldstone's June 3 email to Trump Jr. was released, and Trump Jr. releases the email chain himself. July 11, 2017, The New York Times revealed new text from Goldstone's email to Trump Jr. featuring the publicist telling Trump's eldest son that associates had documents that would incriminate Hillary in her dealings with Russia. Trump Jr. reportedly replied, "If it's what you say, I love it, especially later in the summer." Just before the Times released its story detailing the content of Goldstone's email to Trump Jr., Trump's son posted to Twitter not only an email chain that apparently spans the communication between Trump Jr. and Goldstone, but also a statement regarding the emails themselves and the meeting with the Russian lawyer. https twitter.com Donald Trump's twitter.com Donald Trump status 884789418455953413 in the emails, which appeared on Trump Jr.'s Twitter in reverse chronological order. The purpose of Goldstone's proposed meeting between Trump Jr. and his Russian contacts is confirmed to be regarding documents that would incriminate Hillary in her dealings with Russia. Moreover, the link between the dirt on Clinton that Goldstone reportedly offered to Trump Jr. and the greater Russian-sanctioned mission to influence the election in Trump's favor was demonstrated when Goldstone told Trump Jr., "This is obviously very high-level and sensitive information, but is part of Russia and its government's support for Mr. Trump." Goldstone continued, "I can also send this info to your father via Rona, but it is ultra-sensitive, so wanted to send to you first." Trump Jr. closed his most recent statement on the developing story by noting that the June 9 meeting happened before the Russia fever was in vogue, suggesting that his father's ties to Russia may in fact lead deeper into the past. Donald Trump Jr. appeared on Fox News that night to defend his actions, and his father promoted the appearance in a tweet. Meanwhile, legal analysts started to question the meeting's legality. https twitter.com Real Donald Trump status 884931352201756672 Trump tweeted again about his son, Donald Jr., the next day. July 12, 2017 On the same day, the president tweeted that he was proud of his son. "My son Donald did a good job last night. He was open, transparent and innocent. This is the greatest witch hunt in political history. Sad," he wrote. After missing the initial deadline set in a federal court order, the Justice Department released a portion of Attorney General Jeff Sessions' disclosure forms. July 13, 2017 The Justice Department released the portion of Sessions' disclosure forms a day late. In the forms, Sessions was asked, "Have you or any of your immediate family in the past 7 years bold font in original had any contact with a foreign government, its establishment such as embassy, consulate, agency, military service, intelligence or security service, etc., or its representatives, whether inside or outside the U.S.?" To this, Sessions checked no. This was, of course, a lie. It was then revealed that a Russian-American lobbyist was also at the meeting with Trump Jr. and Natalia Veselnitskaya. July 14, 2017 The Associated Press reported that Donald Trump Jr.'s meeting with Natalia Veselnitskaya, the Russian lawyer, which included Jared Kushner and others from Trump's team, also included a Russian-American lobbyist. Ronat Akhmetshin, a lobbyist and former Soviet counterintelligence officer, confirmed his attendance at the 2016 meeting to the app but said he was a counterintelligence specialist in the Soviet army, and was never formally trained as a spy. He told the app that Veselnitskaya brought printed-out documents that she said showed the illegal flow of money into the Democratic National Committee, but that Trump Jr. lost interest once she failed to demonstrate the flow. Trump paid the law firm of an attorney representing Donald Trump Jr. almost 2 weeks before it was revealed that the same attorney would defend Trump Jr. regarding investigations related to the Trump 2016 presidential campaign's ties to Russia. July 15, 2017 News of the payment broke when The Washington Post reported that the Federal Election Commission paid $50,000 to the law firm of attorney Alan Futerfas on June 27, according to a campaign finance report filed on July 15. This payment came almost 2 weeks before it was made public that Futerfas would represent the president's son on July 10 and when Trump Jr. released his emails with Rob Goldstone, British publicist and conduit to Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya. On July 11, the U.S. Secret Service denied President Donald Trump's personal lawyer's suggestion that the intelligence organization vetted a meeting between the president's son and Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya during Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. July 16, 2017 Jay Sekulow, a member of the president's personal legal team, said on July 15 on ABC, "Well, I wonder why the Secret Service, if this was nefarious, why the Secret Service allowed these people in." The Secret Service responded a day later via an emailed statement to Reuters, saying, "Donald Trump, Jr. was not a protectee of the USSS in June 2016. Thus we would not have screened anyone he was meeting with at that time." It was revealed that Trump had a second, undisclosed meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. July 18, 2017 2 weeks after Trump and Putin had their first reported in-person meeting at the G20 summit in Hamburg, Germany, reports surfaced describing a second, undisclosed meeting between the two world leaders that occurred on the same trip. According to a July 18 New York Times story, the second meeting occurred at a banquet attended by the representatives from each of the nations present at the summit. Trump reportedly left his seat and walked directly to Putin, taking a seat by the Russian president and speaking to him for as long as an hour. The strange, seemingly unplanned meeting did not go unnoticed, as Ian Bremmer, president of the Eurasia Group, a research and consulting firm based in New York, told The Times he heard from attendees that many of them were flummoxed, they were confused and they were startled, he said. Because no official note-taker or aide of any kind present save a translator was present at the meeting, there isn't any form of record of what the leaders spoke of, let alone what they said. On the same day, the eighth member of Donald Trump Jr.'s June 2016 meeting with Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya was revealed. The Washington Post reported the identity of this eighth member to have been Ike Kavaladze, an employee of the Russian real estate company owned by Aris Agalarov. Agalarov's connections to Trump predate the campaign, as he was the developer who collaborated with Donald Trump Sr. during the Miss Universe pageant in Moscow in 2013. Jared Kushner testified in front of the Senate and spoke out about his alleged collusion with Russia. July 24, 2017. In the wake of Donald Trump Jr.'s revealing emails and confusing statements, Jared Kushner, who was included in the Trump Jr.'s meeting with Russian lawyer Natalia Veselnitskaya, testified before the Senate Intelligence Committee in a closed-door hearing. During his testimony and in an 11-page written statement, he described his contacts and meetings with Russians during the presidential campaign and transition into the White House, and denied any wrongdoing. It was reported 2 months prior that Kushner is under investigation because of his interactions with Russians. After the hearing, Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor made a rare public speech outside the White House. "I did not collude with Russia," he said. "Nor do I know of anyone else in the campaign who did so. I had no improper contacts. I have not relied on Russian funds for my businesses." The following day, Kushner appeared in front of the House Intelligence Committee in another closed-door hearing, after which Reuters reported Republican Rep. Mike Conaway said Kushner was straightforward and Democratic Rep. Adam Schiff said the session was productive. Vladimir Putin ordered the U.S. to cut 755 diplomatic jobs from its mission in Russia. July 30, 2017. Russian President Vladimir Putin responded to the new sanctions passed by Congress and expected to be signed by Donald Trump. In what the New York Times referred to as the harshest such diplomatic move since the Cold War, Putin ordered the U.S. to eliminate 755 diplomatic employees from its mission in Russia by September 1, a drastic cut from the estimated 1,200 people currently employed. "We waited for quite a long time that, perhaps, something will change for the better. We held out hope that the situation would somehow change," Putin said in an interview on a Russian state-run television statement, as reported by The Times. "But, judging by everything, if it changes, it will not be soon." He said the eliminated employees would include diplomats and technical workers, and The Times reported that many would likely be Russian citizens. The Senate confirmed Christopher Wray as the new FBI director. August 1, 2017. The United States Senate voted 925 to confirm Trump's nomination of Christopher Wray to be the new director of the FBI. Wray took over from acting director Andrew McCabe, who served in the role for about 3 months after Trump unceremoniously fired James Comey. Wray, who was an assistant attorney general under President George W. Bush, inherited the Russia investigation with this new role, among other new duties. President Trump imposed sanctions on Russia. August 2, 2017. Trump signed a bill passed by Congress in July to impose new sanctions on Russia, which prohibits him from making any changes without congressional approval, but he didn't do so enthusiastically. In his statement about the signing, he made his reluctance clear, called the bill seriously flawed, and expressed hope that down the road these sanctions will no longer be necessary. Justice Department Special Counsel Robert Mueller impaneled a grand jury. August 3, 2017. Mueller, who was appointed as special counsel to lead the Russia investigation in May, impaneled a grand jury and issued subpoenas relating to the June 2016 meeting between members of the Trump campaign like Donald Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner and Russian officials. Many believe this move signaled the fact that Mueller believes there's enough evidence of a crime to warrant a criminal investigation, Politico reported. A new report revealed FBI agents conducted a raid of former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort's home in July 2017. August 9, 2017. The Washington Post reported that in the early morning of July 26, Mueller's team of FBI agents conducted a raid on Manafort's home, a story Manafort's spokesman confirmed. The move, which was executed with a search warrant and without warning, led to the agents gathering financial and other documents, and just shy of 2 months after Manafort disclosed his consulting firm had received more than $17 million from a pro-Russia Ukrainian political party, according to the Post. The search of his home was surprising to many, the Post reported, as Manafort was seemingly cooperating with the investigation and voluntarily providing documents. Some believe it could be an indication that investigators questioned Manafort's trustworthiness, or that it could be a way to send a message about how Mueller's team will be handling the investigation. Or, NPR reported, some believe Mueller could have been speeding up his investigation in case Trump fires him, as the president was reportedly considering doing. The Post also noted that, in order to get the search warrant, Mueller's team had to have convinced a judge that there's probable cause that a crime was committed. Trump thanked Vladimir Putin for drastically cutting U.S. diplomatic positions in Russia. August 10, 2017. A week after signing the sanctions bill, Trump publicly thanked Putin for his decision to force the U.S. to cut 755 diplomatic jobs from its mission in Russia in response to the sanctions. "I'm very thankful that he let go of a large number of people because now we have a smaller payroll. We'll save a lot of money," he told reporters, speaking from his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey. A White House official said Trump was being sarcastic, but some believe the comment shows the president doesn't fully understand how these things work. For example, a foreign leader can't be the one to let go of government employees, and the move probably won't save the U.S. much money, or the United States' diplomatic goals. Imagine wanting to know less about Russia's military modernization. That's what Trump praised today, Michael McFaul, former U.S. ambassador to Russia under President Obama, said in a Twitter thread. Imagine wanting to know less about Russian foreign policy intentions and plans. That's what embassy personnel reductions will do. Imagine wanting to have less capability to gather data about dangerous transnational diseases originating in Russia. Related why many people believe Russian President Vladimir Putin is a dictator.